Ladies and gentlemen, I wonder if you guys can guess which state that this story comes out of. Another Florida story. So Florida takes the L yet again. And let me tell you guys something. I know you guys might like to send your kids off to summer camp, send your kids off to church camp or Cub Scouts, Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, whatever scouts. I think y'all need to be scouting these individuals that be around y'all kids, be vetting them a little bit better, do some background checks, or maybe just let them know that, hey, you do anything to my kid, it's going to be some trouble. Shout out to Bernie Mac. But this story comes out of Fernand, whatever, something Beach, Florida. I don't know. I can't pronounce it. I ain't that smart. Not the brightest crayon in the box. Fernandina. Fernandina. Florida again. Isn't that something? I'm just saying. Matter of fact, I got to give a disclaimer. I keep forgetting about that. I need to show the disclaimer that this story is going to have some details that might not sit with your sensibilities, as well as my personal opinions. If you need to read that disclaimer, pause it. But that is your official disclaimer. Hide your kids. Hide your wives. Because I'm just saying, man, they out here taking everybody's, I don't know. The dude that you see right here is a former business owner, a business owner and a former Boy Scout leader in Fernandina Beach. I'm going to have trouble saying that word. And he's facing 13 counts of child porn possession. "13 counts of child porn." This is an investigation that was launched by the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, and I'm getting this article from News4Jax, JAX.com. So thank you for the article. Jason Thomas Roberts, the 45-year-old pedophile, the 45-year-old former Boy Scout leader, Boy Scout. Want you guys to remember, when we're always talking about these girls being taken advantage of as little girls, just know that there is a high rate of boys that are being taken advantage of as well. So don't think it just happens to girls just because you got boys. You think your boys are cool. No, you might want to check your boys as well for things that might happen to them. We'll try to keep this clean today. 45 years old, and he is the owner of JTR Leadership Training and co-owner of Key Fitness Personal Training. He is a lieutenant colonel in the Florida Air National Guard, putting a stain on our military. Isn't that something? A lieutenant colonel in the Florida Air National Guard and commander of the 125th Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, according to St. Augustine Commander. And according to the bio posted on his company's page, he is a motivational speaker. Motivating little boys to take their pants down, I guess. FDLE agents arrested Roberts Thursday morning on 13 counts of possession of child sexual abuse material. He was booked into Nassau County Jail, where he's being held on a $195,000 bond. The investigation of Roberts began on January the 14th after FDLE agents received multiple cyber tips from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Isn't that something? Wow. The tips alerted agents to an online address sharing files depicting possible child sexual abuse material. What do y'all want to bet he had these boys out here doing something strange in these woods? I can almost guarantee you he had these boys out here doing something really weird, really strange. Don't even want to picture it, but was recording it and uploading it. This is just infallible. Like I just can't even fathom the thought that it's that much stuff going on with our kids out here. And there's a market for it. Like, who's out here looking at this stuff? Still images and videos discovered included children in sexual situations with adults and other children. 2 files were confirmed by NCMEC to include children identified by law enforcement in previous investigations. Jay Howell, the former executive director of NCME, said it's unfortunately fairly common now to see images of children come up on multiple investigations. The advent of the internet changed this. Now, images are displayed and copied and redisplayed and republished, as they say, many, many times, Howell said. And that's one of the services we provide. We link these things up because then we can often, not always, identify the child and circumstances that caused them to be photographed or videotaped. The arrest affidavit redacts details of files Roberts had from December 20th to December 2021. It says that he observed many videos of young females, and some of them were shot without the girls' knowledge. That sounds like these girls were prepubescent. That would make him a pedophile. Prepubescent, before puberty. After puberty would make him a hebephile. Underage. Howard Tellenfield, president of Florida Children's First, a statewide group advocating for children, said that the children involved in these cases are often very vulnerable to being lured in by adults and older children. The internet, just serves as a very easy way for traffickers to get into most carefully guarded homes and bedrooms of a child. Newsjax 4 went to an address listed for Roberts, but nobody answered. At Key Fitness, a note had been left saying Roberts' co-owner would not be there Thursday. We tried calling numbers listed for his family and reached out to any leadership organization he's affiliated with, but they haven't heard anything back. Excuse me. FDL said this investigation is active, and if you have any information about Roberts that may help investigators, if you see something, say something, know something, they're asking you to contact Special Agent Bill Bowes, Bowes, at the FDLE Jacksonville Regional Operations Center at 904-360-7100, and you can visit the FDLE website to review tips for keeping your children safe online. But again, I will say this. I would never send my daughter, my children, off with just anybody. For any camp, any scouts, anything. I'm always very close to my kids, very close to my daughter, whenever she's doing anything like this. But I encourage you parents just to continue to be diligent and vigilant about making sure that you know what's going on with your kids as best as you possibly can. Get people like this arrested and tossed out of our society. Call them out. Let's get it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. Now, if you guys are watching the story, if you would, do me a favor and just hit that thumbs up. Really easy thing to do. Share the story. Let more people know what's really going on, because sometimes that's the easiest way to share. It's just to simply hit that thumbs up. All right, let's get it.
A former Boy Scout leader now facing 13 child pornography charges. This Fernandina Beach man, Jason Roberts, was arrested this morning. The Florida Department of Law Enforcement says the images depicted child sexual abuse. Investigators say Roberts is the owner of a life coaching company. Law enforcement officials say the investigation is still open. If you have any information, call FDLE at the phone number that's on your screen. That phone number is 904-360-7100.
A former Boy Scout leader and a business owner in Fernandina Beach. A former Boy Scout leader and a business owner in Fernandina Beach facing child pornography charges. The Florida Department of Law Enforcement arrested 45-year-old Jason Roberts this morning.
He's at the Nassau County Jail now. News4Jax reporter Marilyn Parker is joining us live. Marilyn, the investigation started earlier this year.
Yeah, they started looking into Jason Roberts in January. What they found landed him behind bars. I'm told this is after the FDLE started getting multiple tips of an online sharing address that showed files with possible child sexual abuse material. This man, 45-year-old Jason Roberts, has an impressive career history. He's Air Force Lieutenant Colonel, member of the Florida Air National Guard, leadership trainer, and motivational speaker. But now, that history includes an arrest for child pornography. He was arrested Thursday morning, facing 13 counts of possession of child sexual abuse material. The FDLE started investigating Roberts in January after they say agents got multiple tips of an online address sharing pictures and videos of children in sexual situations with adults and other children. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children says 2 of the files included children that were ID'd in previous investigations by police.
Well, would you say it's common to hear that some children were seen in other investigations?
Jay Howell is the former executive director of NCMEC.
Unfortunately, it is fairly common now. The advent of the internet changed this. Images are displayed and copied and redisplayed and republished, as they say, many, many times. We link these things up because then we can often, not always, identify the child and the circumstances that caused them to be photographed or videotaped.
The arrest affidavit redacts details of files Roberts had from December 2020 to November of 2021. It says he observed many videos of young females, and some of them were shot without the girls' knowledge. We went to an address listed for Roberts, but no one answered. And after we left the home, we came to this business, Key Fitness, and they left a note saying Ann won't be here today. Now, this is Ann Roberts. We learned she is the co-owner as well as Jason Roberts. We tried calling numbers listed for his family and reached out to the leadership organization he was affiliated with, but we haven't heard back. So we looked into Roberts' past.
Everything we did together was a move forward.
Here, he's speaking at a change of command ceremony with the Florida Air National Guard. We got this statement from the National Guard saying, "We've been made aware of Lieutenant Colonel Roberts' arrest, and the Florida National Guard is fully cooperating with law enforcement. These allegations do not reflect the values of the Florida National Guard, and such conduct is not condoned nor tolerated in our organization." Roberts is being held on a $195,000 bond. The FDLE says that this is an active investigation, so if you have information on Roberts, you're asked to call the Jacksonville Regional Operations Center for the FDLE. We have that number on this story on our website, news4jax.com. We're live at the Nassau County Jail. Marilyn Parker, Channel 4, the local station.
Look, man, I know, especially with technology, with cell phones and apps and stuff like that, kids, the smarter they get, the older they get, it's so easy for them to get caught up in this stuff. And not only through the cyber stuff, but in person as well, through scouts and camps and things like that, even at church. Like, don't just leave your kids anywhere, man. I think that's probably, the biggest lesson that we could learn here. Like, don't trust anybody with your kids. Maybe y'all can retype that in the chat. That's a lesson to learn here. Don't trust anybody with your kids. I don't give a damn if it's military. I don't give a damn if it's grandma. I wouldn't trust anybody with the kids just blindly. We have to start vetting people, and if we don't know people, we damn sure shouldn't be just trusting our kids around these folks. You just don't know what they're doing behind closed doors. So just be very diligent, talk to your kids, be open with your kids, have a good relationship with your kids. Just take care of your babies, man. I feel sorry for these girls and boys that were ever around him, and I hope this dude ain't got kids, and I'm sorry for his family. I feel sorry for his mother. I feel sorry for the Florida Air National Guard. Got to explain this. Just, whoo. Really, really crazy, man. But let me know what you guys think about this story. Continue to expose these pedos. Get them out of our society. Life in prison. No excuses. No excuses.